Hey all, Rise here for the third match of the series of the OSL round of 32, round 1. We got the winners match now, so if you haven't watched the other two matches, spoiler alert, we got spoiler alert, we have spoiler alert. Okay, that was enough time for you guys if you haven't watched it. We have Casey, oh, it's been spoiled. Casey beat J-Dong. And then we have GGPlay. So this will be a TVZ match, and there we see GGPlay over there looking serious, and GGPlay in the red Zerg at the 11 o'clock position. Casey, the, I forget what color, Terran, but he's in the 1 o'clock position. So they are playing on a map called Andromeda. I don't know too much about the map. I've seen it once or twice, so I'm going to wait to make comments about how it works until I see more about it. Generally, maps tend to give one player an advantage over the other. I mean, one race an advantage over another. Not always, but they tend to. Like Lost Temple, I'm sure most people remember that one. Pretty much gives Terran a huge advantage over pretty much anyone. I've always felt Blue Storm gives Zerg an advantage over Terran, and you know, it's just Troy has different advantages too. So this one, I don't know what the advantage is. Maybe there is none. That'd be pretty cool. But you see how that lava just ran all the way to the left? GGPlay, I think, made that lava run that way. I forget what you press. Maybe it's S or something like that. But if you keep pressing it on the lava, I think it is S. If you keep pressing it while you have the lava selected, he runs to the left. He'll always run to the left. And that's what GGPlay did. So it didn't really seem like much, but really it just cut a second or two off of the drone from having to travel to the mineral field. So a pretty cool thing, though, that you can do that really has only been recently found out, to my knowledge anyway. I've never heard of it before that. And I've been... See, they moved him again. He moved him again. He moved him over. And the announcers were pointing that out as well. So pretty cool stuff. I mean, I really don't know how useful it is. I think I've tried it a couple times myself. I can't even get it to work right, but you know, I'm sure there's some little benefit from it. So anyway, GGPlay going for the 12 hatch with the quick expansion, and he's got his pull down before his gas, which is pretty standard. So on the other hand, we have Casey, who seems to be blocking his ramp. Yeah, perfect block. Oh no, oh, he's gonna let him out. No, he's not. And now we have a Marine there, so that drone isn't going to get any scout on Casey's base, which, yeah, not that big of a deal. I mean, he's going a double racks build, so Casey is doing a very standard Terran build, and GGPlay should be ready for it, but I guess he could suspect that there's some raids coming out or something silly like that, but I don't think he's going to play that way. So, Casey going for a quick expansion as well, now that drone's chased away, but I'm sure that drone, well, maybe not. The drone may come back to rescout. Maybe an Overlord coming in the area as well. I think there is, actually. I see him on the mini-map, but you kind of can't tell always. But anyway, yeah, there is an Overlord there, so... he's going to see that expansion go down for Casey, and he will react accordingly. I did see him put a third hatchery down. I don't think that was at another expansion. I think it was just a third hatchery in general. So yeah, there he goes. He sees that with the Overlord. Now he's just going to use that as scouting purposes. That's one of the most useful things as a Zerg player. The Overlord sitting over a cliff. If you can, do that. No, not if you can. Just do that, because pretty much all the information of a player leaving and coming back is very, very critical. And like, if say you have a bunch of Sunkens that aren't morphed yet into Sunkens, they're just creep colonies. Once you see them move out, well, now you can morph them all without having wasted those minerals sooner, which, you know, just extends the use of your other minerals before having to like save them up or use them up earlier. So you can use them to get other tech sooner, perhaps, or more units or whatever it may be. So, or maybe even another hatchery. And then the Sunkens themselves only cost 50 to morph, so it's a pretty beneficial thing to do. And so again, yeah, I mean, just having your Overlords there, it seems like a basic thing, but you really do get a lot of information out of it. And there's not much the other player can do unless they feel like wasting minerals and gas to tech up to you know, some sort of Wraith or Goliaths or something silly like that, which you don't tend to do in Zerg games, and that was at another expansion, that hatchery. So GGPlay, he's got 3 bases going. Casey's keeping up though with a single base as a Terran player, because Terrans mine so much more, and basically you need to stay 1 ahead if you're Zerg, or maybe even 2, I can't ever remember, to be considered even economically. But GGPlay is in a pretty good position right here. Casey, on the other hand, also is in as good of a position. Spire going down. We see the first control group heading over. I hesitate to call it a control group, actually. I know I've been corrected for not calling it. And he's actually attacking, and that's going to be pushed back pretty easily. But he tried. He did get a few drones out of that though. So not a bad deal for Casey pushing up really quickly like that. That was a pretty good timing push. And GGPlay in the meantime, killing something in the back of the expansion of Casey, but not really getting much with only 2 lings there. So that was an effective push, even though he lost a couple Marines there. And now with the Firebats, he's going to do a pretty good job of holding him. He's going to try to get an eBay going up, because he can expect Spire going and a Muta Harass, which is pretty standard. But what the heck was I saying before? I can't even remember now. I hesitate to call it a control group, because if you ever watch pros on first-person videos, or really anyone who's decent in playing as a Terran, going Mass Marines or Medics and Marines, they actually keep the Medics and the Marines in separate control groups. This is done so that they can easily stim every group of Marines. So generally you'll have a control group of Marines and a control group of Medics. So usually I'll just, that's why I don't always say, control group of whatever, because technically it's not right. Maybe. But it could be. The other point is he might do it, and he might just stim them differently. Anyway, more Sunkets going down for GGPlay, a 4th hatchery now, and his Muta are out, and it looks like his units are going to head back so he can defend against the Muta harassment. Casey's got a good number of turrets behind his natural expansion, but actually cleverly getting attacking the turrets so he can do but he's repairing them. But he did a good job of attacking the turrets in kind of a misdirect. So now he can head back in and harass the main while all the Marines are outside, and taking out, or at least damaging that turret a little bit before heading out back to the expansion for some more harassment. So we have a lot of turrets down, and you can see Casey basically putting turrets everywhere. And to be honest, in this day and age with the Muta harassments that these kids have, these pros have, you have to. I mean, you cannot possibly constantly stim your Marines, running them back and forth, and hope to defend off every bit of the... picking off a medic right there. Because if you keep stimming your Marines, you're actually wasting the medic's magic, or whatever you want to call it, energy, to do it. Firebat takes out the drone before it can make a hatchery. GGPlay trying to make another hatchery, but... and he loses that drone. Not going to happen. So... anyway, yeah. So if you keep stimming, you use up all the medic's energy, and eventually you'll start stimming, and they won't be able to heal them, and you'll be able to pick off Marines even easier. And no medic's there, so he's just going to go have free reign at some of those Marines. And now sending some links to clear out that expansion so he can actually build one there. GGPlay is really pushing to get another base up, and Casey is actually he's not having to try too hard to fend off this Muta harassment, probably because of all the turrets he's got. I guess that's not for sure, but that's what I would say. Sending his medics in a little early, and but now using them as a little bit of a wall. And this is going to be fended off pretty easily by GGPlay, who's finally sending his lings in now, and has the Muta as well. So he does a very good job of taking out this entire force, with only losing, really, by not attacking right away. He took out a couple guys with his Sunkens, and then on top of that, he saved his own lings. So really, by losing a Sunken, he saved, I don't know how many lings, but a good amount, and Mutas for that matter. Hatchery now down in the bottom left corner for GGPlay, and another hatchery at his one of his expansions. So he's going heavy lings, it looks, heavy Muta ling build, and there's some lurkers too. So he's going lurker ling Muta build, sure. So I'm curious to see if he decides to go ultras now, if he gets that 4th base up and running. Casey still, on the other hand, still restricted to his 2 bases. Looks like he may decide to start building a command center over there. It looks like he's going to get his science vessels going, which is pretty important because the lurkers are coming out. He's actually going to be behind on getting the science facility up in terms of the lurkers already being there, but with Scan he'll be okay until that happens. So we should see some Scourges popping out. Queen's Nest going down for GGPlay, so that may actually mean, that means Hive and Cracklings at the very least. And GGPlay delays the science facility. So doing a very good job, and it looks like he's going to actually take that out. Oh, it's canceled right before it's killed by GGPlay. Casey intelligently canceling it, unfortunately canceling it. So he's going to have to rebuild that now. And in the meantime, GGPlay just continuing with this harassment. That was a very effective harass because basically science